In 1840, one man transformed travel in Britain. His name was George Bradshaw, and his railway guides inspired the Victorians to take to the tracks. Stop by stop, he told them where to travel, what to see, and where to stay. Now 180 years later, I'm making a series of journeys across the length and breadth of the country to see what of Bradshaw's Britain remains.
We're at Hackney Downs. Hackney Central's over there. There is my least favourite train ever made. Fuck you, Bombardier. And yeah, so there's Hackney Central, right? Here's Hackney Downs. They're like 5 minutes to walk from each other, right? So what that means, it's time for a pointless journey. And our train's in like an hour.
Our journey starts at Hackney Downs, where we take a short hop down the East Anglian main line to London Liverpool Street, where we then switch to the Crossrail one stop to Farringdon. From Farringdon, we take the Thames link to St Pancras International, where we walk to King's Cross. From King's Cross, we take the Great Northern train to Cambridge and change over to the cross-country train to Ely. At Ely, we take a small detour to visit the magnificent Ely Cathedral and then get the East Midlands service to Norwich. From Norwich, we take the Greater Anglia service to Stratford. From Stratford, we take the London Overground 3 stops to Hackney Central, a mere 3-minute walk away from Hackney Downs. So, let's get going. Bradshaw says Cambridge is the capital of Cambridgeshire and the seat of one of the 2 ancient English universities. The University of Cambridge is second to no other in Europe in any single department of literature, and in mathematics she has no rivals. The Cam is a branch of the Nune that runs through it, hence the name, which is not unlike the Roman name Cambricum. The houses are brick and the ground flat. On approaching the town, whether by rail or otherwise, the first object that meets the eye is a magnificent chapel of King's College. There are 14 parish churches and about the same number of places of worship belonging to other various dissenting bodies. Among the town buildings are the town hall and the marketplace, near the conduit, which is now placed in the centre, presents an object of uniformity and elegance. The Shire Hall and Prison on Castle Hill, where the conqueror built a fortress to overawe the stubborn defenders of the Isle of Ely, and other places of note are Addenbrook's General Hospital and the new cemetery. Butter is sold by the yard in Cambridge, and that is pound for pound rolled out into a stick of that length for the convenience of cutting off butters for the students. Within a few miles are Madingley, the Cotton Seed and Trumpington Church, with a fine brass almost the oldest in England. Bradshaw says, Ely is a city in the county of Cambridge. It is built on the banks of the Owls in the Isle of Ely, with a population of 7,428. It consists of one principal street and several others which diverge from it. But the principal object of venerable interest is its cathedral, founded in 1070. It is 510 feet long with a Norman nave of 270 feet high. We're now on our way to Ely Cathedral, built by the Normans in 1070, 4 years after the Battle of Hastings, in which the Normans defeated King Harold and invaded England. This was for the better. Anyway, the days of the Normans are gone, but their influence and legacy lives on today, not only in everyday activities, but magnificent structures and grand places of worship, like this here cathedral. Bradshaw says Norwich is agreeably situated on the banks of the Wensum, at a short distance from its junction with the Yar. The Wensum flows through the town, the principal part of which, however, is on the south side of the river, occupying the summit and sides of the hill, which rises by a gentle ascent from the south and west, but is much more steep on the two other sides, which are terminated by the valley of a river. The prospect of the city from a little distance is both imposing and beautiful. The massive walls of the old castle crowning the summit of the hill form the central object in view. The lofty spire of the cathedral and those of the numerous parish churches rising in all directions gives it an air of magnificence, and mixed with the architectural grandeur is much more than the usual share of rural scenery to be found in populous cities arising from the many large spaces of ground that are laid out in gardens or planted with fruit trees. Stratford was one of three ancient wards in the large parish of West Ham in the Becontree Hundred of Essex. It became within the Metropolitan Police District in 1840. Despite forming a part of the built-up area of London, the parish remained outside of the statutory metropolitan area, established in 1855, and the County of London established in 1889. Instead, administrative reform was undertaken in the area much in the same way of a large provincial town. A local board was formed in 1856 under the Public Health Act of 1848, and subsequently the parish was incorporated as a municipal borough in 1886. For many years it was one of the most deprived communities in the UK. But in 2005, due to the advent of the 2012 Olympic Games being held at the Stratford Olympic Park, Stratford had gone under a massive scheme of regeneration. The project set the stage for over 46,000 new jobs in the district, a 30% increase in rail capacity through Stratford Station, and over 20,000 new homes. We are now on the final stage of our journey. In many ways this was similar to our last journey, in terms of places visited and route taken. Yet we went in the other direction from our last journey upon departure from Ely, with these two journeys letting us enjoy the expansiveness of the Midland and Norfolk line. This has become one of my favourite lines in the country, and we will be using it again. Trains were comfortable and rides were smooth, connections were comfortably made, and tickets expressed great value for money. Anyway, we are now approaching our final destination, so that's all from me now, and I bid you adieu.